Okay, so basically I hit 400 subs, so now I'm going to do a long ass chromatic tutorial. Hi. Yeah. So in this video we're going to cover 3 different tuning methods, how to improve sample quality, general chromatic rules and shit. Let's just get right into it. So first of all, we've got Audacity open here, which is what we're going to use to record the samples. So for sake of simplicity, I'm just going to do the regular 5 vowels, but you can do whatever clips you want. So let's record these. So here we have our clips. You get the gist. So the clips, they don't have a specific duration. You can make them as long as you want, but make them at least like a second long if you intend to have hold notes. So now we're going to remove the background noise. To do this, we're just going to record like a second of silence. And then we're going to select it, noise reduction, obtain noise profile, and then we're going to select our vowels, noise reduction again, and now click OK. And then it removes the background noise. So now we're just going to render this. So now we're just going to export this real quick and load it into FL. So here we are back in FL Studio, and over here we have the clips we just exported. So now we're just going to insert them into Slicex, and then detect pitch regions. You click over here and then detect pitch regions, and then you're going to make 5 of these to sort of encapsulate the 5 vowels. You're going to have to tweak this a bit, of course, but you can do it easily. And now we click this to make every vowel about the same volume, and now let's just rename these real quick. Good. So now we're going to lay these down. We're just going to put these on the piano roll. Just do whatever arrangement you want. I'm just going to do something random. And now that the clips are laid down, we're just going to put the pattern on the playlist and then render it. So now it's rendered. You just put it back on the playlist, and now we're going to tune it using newtone. I'm also going to show other tuning methods using kerovee and harmor, but first of all, let's do newtone. So you just right click this waveform icon and click pitch correct sample to open it on newtone. It'll take a bit to analyze, and boom, everything's here. So now we're just going to turn up center, turn down variation, and turn down trans, which I assume stands for transition. And then you see these like torn apart bits. We're going to glue them together. To do that, you just click C to open cut mode, and then you're going to control and click where you want to join together, like this. And we just do that for anything else that we have to, like for example this. Boom. And boom. And done. Okay, what the Okay, so now we're just going to drag each and every single one of these into an individual note, starting on C. Oh wait, these are together for some reason, like, boom. So now we're done. Now to export this, you just click this icon and it sends it to the playlist. And now we're going to apply some effects to it before we actually export it. It's tuned, but we're going to apply some effects to it. So for this, open the channel rack, put it on any mixer track, let's just put it on 2, and then you're going to add free parametric EQ2, and we're going to EQ this. Basically, we're going to remove low frequencies and boost the high frequencies. To do this, we're just going to change the type to high pass, and then put like over here, then put the 2 knob like over here, sort of like this, and then just put the 7 knob a bit like this. And now we're going to put Fruity Compressor on it. We're going to turn the ratio to 4.0, turn down the threshold to about minus 17.5, this works, and up the gain to 3. What this is basically going to do is it's going to compress the chromatic so that every clip is about the same volume. I actually usually add like 3 of these, like just 3 of these, which I just put this 3 times. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Alright, good. So yeah, we're done. Now we're just going to render this, and done. Here it is. Now let's actually use this chromatic. Let's make a new pattern real quick. Let's put over here. Now, to use the chromatic, you're going to open Slicex again. This time you just drag this over here. You click this button, auto slice, dual auto slice, and there are obviously some errors because we added 37 notes, yet this marker is number 39, which means there's extra markers we don't want. So let's look for those right now and delete them. Here's one, for example. And here's another. And now it should be good. We're going to right click this icon again, and now we're basically done. Now you can just use it. So now to save the chromatic along with the slices, you click this and save it on top of this. And then when you reinsert it, let's just put this for example, when you reinsert this, it will be automatically sliced. So yeah, that's it for the Newton method. So now we're going to do the kerovee method. Kerovee is a third-party auto-tuner, which we're going to use to tune the chromatic. So to do that, let's firstly add a MIDI out. And leave it like this. Now let's bind the raw clips here on Slicex. Let me just delete this. We're going to bind this to any mixer track. Let's put it on 1, and we're going to insert kerovee. Now you go to the settings, you go over here, and you change the input port to 0. The input port here and the port over here, the numbers must be the same for it to work. So now we're going to go on the MIDI out, and basically the MIDI out is going to automatically tune the individual clips using kerovee. So if we play something on E5, this clip will automatically be all tuned to E5. And that's how we're going to tune this. You just go from C3, adding each individual note until you reach C6, because that's the pitch range we want. So now it's done. We're just going to render it. Now we're going to reinsert it into FL to apply the effects that we applied to the other chromatic, which should be over here. They are over here. And now we just render it again. And now we're going to do the same thing we did for the Newton chromatic. And we're done. And now we're just gonna save it like we did for the Newton chromatic. Now, as you can see here, the kerovee chromatic and the Newton chromatic have different audio qualities. or however you want to put it, they just sound different. This is how, for example, the kerovee chromatic C4 clip sounds like. Here's how it sounds like on the newtone chromatic. The difference is more notable if you play the first clip. But yeah, both work. And now we're going to do the harmor tuning method. To do this, we're firstly going to export each and every single of these individually. To do that, just right click on one of them and then drag and drop it onto the playlist. Do this with every single other clip. And just drag everything over there. So now we're going to open up Harmor and we're going to change the preset to default. Now what we're going to do is going over here and then grabbing each and every individual clip and dragging it onto the Harmor instance. Now you can play it from Harmor. For it to actually preserve the format, basically auto-tuning it, you have to turn up this knob. We're going to bind this to C. No, actually, wait. We're going to bind this to G. There's no, the raw sample is a G. And then you basically just put it on the piano roll. And you do that with every single other clip, each and every single one of them on a different Harmor instance, and you're good to go. Before we go into the final part of the video, I just want to say that of the three methods, I recommend kerovee I recommend newtone the most and Harmor the least. But each one of them works, so just choose whichever one sounds the best to you. Now, some things you should take in consideration when making a chromatic. Really, you should pay attention to the sample pitches, or the vibe, or I mean the character that you're making a chromatic for. If it's like an adult, then you're going to, or a teenager, then you're going to. Actually, no. You just need to pay attention to how it sounds like. Like, for example, if it sounds deep and demonic, then make a chromatic from like C2 to C5, about that range. Medium pitched, you just like my voice right now, you do it from C3 to C6. And if it's more high pitched, like for example, a feminine voice or a young boy, C4 to C7. And finally, I want to show you another trick to improve sample quality. So let's say that you have your finished chromatic here, but you feel like it lacks punch. What I mean by this is that like it blends with the instrumental, or it doesn't necessarily blend with the instrumental, but it's easily overshadowed by another instrument. And that doesn't change no matter how loud you make it. To fix that, you're going to put parametric EQ2 on it, and then these four knobs, you do this. You turn this one until this value over here reaches 1.0. Here you do it until it reaches 2.0, 3.0, and then 4.0. Basically what this does is that it boosts like the higher half of the sample frequencies, which makes it sound clearer. This especially works if you're making a chromatic for like a soft-spoken character, you know. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.